What's up, everybody?
Hey,
how's
guys.
it going? We are here early. It's good to see that we've got some people that got the notification that we're going early. We're going live early today.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is going to be a fun one. You know, football's back, and I think I'm a little bit like a player that's playing with a little bit of an injury. Like I'm here. I'm playing with a little bit of an injury because we had a
What's your injury?
Well, we had a Patreon live stream last night.
Well, that was your choice to get injured.
That went very late and
By choice.
Involved a lot of pours. And I was not too bad on the struggle bus this morning. Like I felt fine, but I'm just tired.
Yeah.
And you know, yeah, I got water. I'm going to be hydrating a lot tonight.
Me too. My water is down by my side because I have a laptop in front of me because I'll be taking care of super chats today. So wish me luck. Because Greg is not here and he is the master.
Yes. So we're going to do our best with that. We will have a giveaway tonight. But yeah, the main attraction tonight is that we got a bottle of ECBP C923.
That rhymes.
Courtesy of Paula in the chat. She was at Heaven Hill and grabbed one of these for us. Cannot thank her enough for proxying that for us.
Yeah.
But this is the first Elijah Craig barrel proof I've seen in really ever that has had this much hype behind it upon release.
Why do you think that is?
Well, it's age stated at 13 years, 7 months.
Oh,
and
that's
it's
right.
the first one that's up in the 130 proof range in some time. So I know Jason over at Mash and Drum did one of these where he compared this against his favorites from each year for the last handful of years.
Mm-hmm.
What we're going to do is we're going to compare it because some people probably don't have some of those older batches that he has, but we're going to compare it to some of our favorite releases from the last 3 years because those are batches that you may have.
Yeah.
But yeah,
thinking of it
real quick, before we say hey to people in chat, you can run that. Yeah. So we'll be doing a little giveaway tonight as per usual.
Yes.
And the giveaway funds help keep the studio lights on here in the channel.
What's in the giveaway?
We appreciate that. Well, it's going to be a sample of the Elijah Craig ECBP C923 and then 5 other heavyweight pours, which if you're watching this after the fact, you don't have to be present to win. Check the last few minutes of the live stream to see who the giveaway winner is. Email us at stuffandwhiskey@gmail.com. I will put together 5 other pours to go with ECBP that are of interest to you. So, I mean, we can pull from a lot of stuff like, you know, we got Lucky Sevens and Stags and, you know, Nashville Barrel Company, amazing picks from them. Got some distillery only products that we could put in there. I got a bunch of bottles pulled over here. So yeah, we got a ton of stuff. Some Old Forester picks. We got all kinds of stuff that we could put in there.
So every $5 in super chats gets you 1 entry into the giveaway. So every increment of 5 is 1 entry.
Yes.
And I will be taking care of it, and hopefully I don't mess it up.
Yeah, and just email us at the end and let us know that you won, and we'll know who you are probably. But that's going to help a lot over here. Yeah. And then let's go ahead and say thank you to our new patrons this month.
You have a Patreon thing. Also, while I'm looking for this Patreon thing, if you guys could go ahead and hit the like button, that would really be helpful. Since we are streaming earlier than normal, it'll tell people that follow us that we're streaming. The more people that hit the like button. So
it's at the top.
At the top. Okay.
There it is.
There we go. Okay.
All right. So for our new patrons this month, thank you guys so much for hopping on board. We really, really appreciate it. I mean, this community is what keeps us going, to be honest. So to be able to say thank you to you guys means a ton. And we're doing all kinds of fun stuff over on Patreon. So we've just released a barrel pick Friday. We've got tons more barrel picks in the pipeline. We've got all kinds of bonus content we're working on. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll talk about all that.
So thank you
tonight.
Thank you all for making that possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And what else? Any other housekeeping business? We've soft launched our charity fundraiser. So the official fundraiser live stream will happen next month in October.
October the 8th.
October the 8th. We're working on trying to get someone, and we don't know if schedules are going to coordinate, but we're hoping they will, have someone from To Write Love on Her Arms to come on the live stream.
Which is the charity that we will be funding with this fundraiser.
Yes, with the GoFundMe. And the hope is that they can come on and talk about the impact that the donations that you guys make actually have for the organization and for the people. So there's a link to the GoFundMe down there. If you want to get donations rolling, every little bit helps.
Down there, he means in the description.
Yeah, in the video description below. And then there's also a list of all the bottles that you could possibly win. We're going to have a handful of bottles that are going to be a little bit more high profile, and those will be kind of live auctioned off here in the chat. So when it comes to October, we'll start a live auction. You can just comment in there what you want to bid for it if you want to bid on that specific item.
Yeah.
I was going to say specific and particular at the same time, and my brain
just
short-circuited.
We can go into the details of how a live auction works on the live stream. Yeah. But yeah, you guys understand.
But yeah, we want that, some of the higher profile stuff to go to the people that really want it and have that bolster the fundraising efforts. And then we'll have pretty much 40 other bottles that are going to be going to winners as well. So it'll be over 45 winners. It'll be a great time. So you can see all that down in the video description below. And last order of business, we did just release our Starlight pick. It is a bourbon finished in a white grape brandy barrel. If I picked this, like the fact that I even picked this barrel, we picked it.
Yeah.
But the fact that I picked it is saying something, because I don't typically love finished bourbon. Yeah. And I love this thing. It is, Aaron says it tastes kind of like what?
The Nerds gummy clusters that are like, it's Nerds around like a little cluster. I don't know. It's like a gummy thing.
And that's what it hits you with up front. And then it transitions into this kind of caramel macchiato profile. And I went and got a caramel macchiato from Starbucks just to verify that I wasn't losing my mind. And sure enough, if that tastes like a whiskey, that's what this Starlight pick tastes like. So it's an awesome pick. It's the first pick we've ever released that didn't sell out on the first day in the first few hours. And so there are some of those available. That link is in the video description below as well if you want to get in on those. So I think that's about it. I think I have a pinned comment in the chat for the GoFundMe, I think.
No, there's no starred comments.
No, it's not. It doesn't show on our side. It shows on the YouTube side.
Oh, gotcha.
So we're on the studio side here. Hang on a second. Mute for cough. I've been talking too much. I need some whiskey. All right. So I think that's all the housekeeping out of the way. Let me check some notes. Yeah, and we'll talk about some other stuff through the course of this live stream.
Okay.
Hopefully also this last week, you guys caught the whiskey notes video that I did where I was having a pour, or I was listening to a song, reacting to the song, pairing a whiskey with it. Not a new concept, but it's something that I've just wanted to do as a fun creative outlet. Yeah. Most of those are going to live over on Patreon. But if you, I mean, for $3 a month, you can get in on those if you want, make recommendations for songs. I mean, music and whiskey go together like peanut butter and jelly. So we're looking forward to doing more of those. And Aaron's even agreed to guest spot.
Maybe
and
a couple
do
times.
One or two.
Do you have a hair?
No, you had something in your hair.
Oh.
But yeah. So anyways, that's going to be a lot of fun. If you want to see what that looks like, again, that just hit the channel this past week.
Yeah.
And yeah. I think that's about it on the business stuff.
It's business time.
Yeah.
Also, I have something in my eye, and I hope this isn't going to bother me the whole live stream.
All right. Before we get into this, I do want to say Garrison Brothers sent us a sample of the 2023 Cowboy Bourbon, and it is 140.9 proof. It's hazmat. And look at this sample, you guys. A 4-ounce sample. I mean, it is beautifully done. It's got handwritten proof on it. It's signed. It's got the wax seal with a stamp in it. I think it's gorgeous. I don't even want to drink it. It looks so good. But we're going to drink it. We're going to warm our palate up.
Yeah, although I wouldn't try to open that on camera. That could be...
I'm going to. Let's see what happens.
Josh.
I don't know if I can.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't try. You're going to need to have like a knife
I'm gonna
or
need to get a
something.
knife on this bad
I know,
boy.
dude. Let's just put it down.
Well, I wanna taste it.
Well, not yet.
I can go get a knife real quick and taste it.
Okay.
You've got to log Michael's super chat anyways. Thank you so much,
Thank
Michael.
you, Michael.
All right, let me get my pocket knife real quick.
Okay, you're
Should
gonna
be
get
in
your
my
knife,
pocket.
and then we're having all kinds of difficulties because I may have to go take care of my contact. I can only see out of one eyeball right now. This one is blurry.
You gonna come back with glasses too?
No.
You know we get in trouble if I have to hold down the live stream.
I know we do. You're a hot mess.
So Travis, yes, typically I do hot water, but we don't have running water in the studio, and I think this will work just as well.
Yeah. Norman said whiskey notes was really cool. Keep it up. Is that what you were referencing?
Thanks, man. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that. I mean, I like watching musical reaction videos, and I mean, whiskey and music go together like peanut butter and jelly. So the challenge of pairing a whiskey with a song is fun. Flight of the Conchords is funny.
No, they're making reference to my "It's business time" comment. You didn't even get it because you're not cool.
I didn't hear.
They're cool because you weren't listening to me.
I did not hear. I'm sorry.
Yes, "Flight of the Conchords" is awesome. So
is that the business sock song?
Well, it's called "Business Time," but there is a reference to business socks in there. Yes,
I know that one then.
And this is the Garrison Brothers.
Yeah, so this is the Garrison Brothers. So we got to try a sample of the 2022 Garrison Brothers Cowboy Bourbon, and we liked it quite a lot. So we'll see if we like this one.
So this is 2023.
Yes, this is 2023.
Dang.
So 140.9.
Wait, this is hazmat. Can we warm up with other things first?
No, we're just gonna dive in the deep end head first.
Okay. Cool story, bro. Oh, thank you, Norman.
Norman, thank you so much.
Oh, let us know if you get that when you receive the pour because or the Starlight pick because I want to know.
Yeah.
And I want to get your super chat.
I can't. It's funny. So this is the first pick we've released, and I know that people don't really get super excited for Starlight picks or Starlight in general, but it's an amazing distillery. They do really good work there. You got to get the right picks with the right palates picking them, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I stand by this pick 1,000%. I think it's going to be a sneaky, great pour for a lot of people. Like it's so enjoyable, and like it's if you're a sweet tooth like me, it's got that, but it's not so sweet that it turns Aaron off.
Yeah,
it's drinks probably 10 proof points below its proof point, but then it has all this concentration of flavor above its proof point. And if it lasts, because the Great Brandy barrels are huge, so there's a big yield on it, which is why this one made it into the public space for people. I think that people are going to get it, and hopefully they get it soon, because I think people will go back and get more. Maybe. Because we ourselves got 4 bottles of it.
I told you to get 2.
And we already had 2, and we got 2 more.
Okay.
So it's just that good. Like, we got it last week. We're already over halfway through with our first bottle, and I'm like, I need more of this. So.
Also, Norman said he ordered it off of my recommendation saying it had the Nerds note. No pressure.
There you go.
Oh, no pressure to be right now.
See Northwest Bourbon in the house. Cheers, man. Northwest Bourbon's he does music and whiskey videos too. So if you like my music and whiskey video, go check out some of Northwest Bourbon's as well. So his are on his channel. He's braver than me. Ours are going to be on Patreon because I'm weird about music. Like music makes me weirdly emotional. I'm not trying to get all whatever on YouTube if I can help it. So
let's stop talking and let's drink.
Anyways, yeah. So 2023 Hazmat Garrison Brothers. Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh, I'm a little scared.
Whoa.
It smells very powerful.
It smells like syrup. It smells
alcohol syrup.
Yeah, it smells like
syrup and alcohol.
Incredibly alcoholic syrup.
It does.
And wood, like dry wood, like a rick house.
Yep.
If you ever have been in a rick house, if you've ever had that opportunity.
Is this from Texas?
That's what this smells like.
There's like a Texas smell on whiskey sometimes that I get. This
like when you meet
Texas.
people from Texas, they smell kind of like this.
No, just the whiskey. Just their whiskey. Most Texas people smell great.
Also, I'm not one to drink away my sorrows. We would never condone that and everything. But, if you're a Titans fan, this might be the pour that you need today.
Oh,
a little 140.9 proof, because my Tennessee Titans stunk it up. They didn't even look like a professional football team, really.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Izzo's place. Hit that like button, please.
Yes, thank you so much.
That would help. Let me get this. You can drink it, love. I'm going to get the super chat.
Okay, so Michael says, you are weird about music. I listened to some Tool after you recommended it so highly.
What did you think?
It depends on which song you listen to and if you like that type of music or not. But to me, they're the best.
Shall we drink?
Yeah, wood.
Yeah.
Syrup, alcoholic syrup, boozy alcoholic syrup.
All of those things you said, I agree with. Yeah.
And like the rick house that you're standing in is next to like a cornfield.
Yes.
And you're getting a waft of like corn husk.
I think that's
coming in.
What I mean when I say it's like Texas whiskey has a weird funk to it. I think it's the corn. It's like a corniness.
Yeah. All right. Cheers.
Okay, cheers.
It's a heck of a first pour for today. Mike James says at least the Titans get 70 points hung on them. I saw Miami did that. I don't know if has a professional football team ever scored 70 points? Like, that just doesn't happen every day.
Oh.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Yeah.
I saw your email right before we hopped on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bummed you can't make it, but thank you. And we will keep you posted on how it goes.
Yeah. Peter is a big part of the donation pool for bottles as far as, just having some amazing stuff that he is so generously donating to the charity fundraiser, which again, you can donate to win some of those potential bottles. Or the bottles aren't potential, the bottles are real.
The bottles are real.
But you could potentially win them if you want to go to the link in the video description below, or it is pinned in chat.
All right, so this is got some kick to it. At first, when I first tasted it, it tasted like a pink eraser, which is not a bad thing for me when I say that. It's kind of neutral, but the finish is amazing.
Okay. Second sip. I'm taking baby sips because this is 140.9 proof. And we have 6 ECBPs to taste after this. The finish is tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it grows and grows and grows. It saturates the back of the palate. It's making my mouth water. I'm not big on Texas bourbon, but this is one that I think when we did the Pours Unknown video with last year's sample, we said that it was, I equated it to riding a wooden roller coaster that kind of rattles your teeth and makes you a little scared, but you kind of enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
And I think this one's living up to that, every bit of it. I don't think it drinks 140.9 proof.
No, it doesn't.
I think it's incredibly well balanced. It drinks probably like 125 proof. It's going to fall right in line with a lot of these ECBPs as far as how it drinks. But the finish is something that not many pours do. Like Coy Hill does it, but I can't think of anything else other than Coy Hill that has this type of saturation and stickiness on the back of the palate.
Also, are you going to stop talking so I can say IO?
All right, so Alabama Football Podcast. Which, if you're a Bama fan like me, my mom's family is from Northern Alabama, and I grew up down there some. I'm born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee, but spending time with grandparents down there. I grew up down there. Alabama Football Podcast is a great podcast, so check that out if you're a Bama fan. It's the only Bama podcast I listen to. So, yeah, that Ohio State game was crazy. Also,
yeah, it was crazy. It was anxiety.
So we meant to talk about this on our Patreon live stream last night, but we forgot because we were having too much fun.
Yeah.
So let's get into it here. And I'm going to preface this by saying I'm making an appeal to each and every one of you that if anybody can help me get tickets for this lovely lady for her birthday next year.
For 2024. 2024,
Michigan at Ohio State. We need tickets to that game. It's her birthday. Yes. She told me she would marry me if I would take her to a game.
I told him in 2017 that the best birthday gift he could ever give me is tickets to that game at Ohio State. Yeah. So he's had plenty of lead time for this.
And doesn't it fall on your birthday next year?
It's like the week of my birthday. My birthday's around Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And so usually the Ohio State Michigan game falls somewhere around my birthday time.
So I need tickets. Erin, yesterday said that Ohio State and Michigan was the best rivalry in college football.
No, it was like the biggest, like the biggest, like
well, the biggest is the best,
most
right?
Intense, not always.
Okay. There was a joke in there. I was gonna make it. All right.
And I stand by what I said.
So I do think it is one of the best rivalries in college football. I'm a Bama fan. Bama's main rival is Auburn. That's not a great rivalry because like either one of them is good or the other. So, I don't know. I don't really have a stake in it. I don't know. Like some of the other big rivalries out there, like Notre Dame versus USC. Let us know what you guys think. Best rivalries in college football. Norman asks, Garrison Brothers Hazmat 329, buy or pass or get two. I definitely wouldn't get two. It's a very specific thing.
Also, someone in the comments said that Texas whiskey uses a lot of corn, which
I think Michael did. He was talking about that on the Patreon.
Michael said that. And that explains a lot to me about probably why a lot of Texas whiskey is a little bit funky to me. Because they use a lot of corn, and usually I don't like a lot of high corn things historically. That's not across the board all the time. Oh yeah, we can't wait to drink some of that too. Let's get on with that.
Yeah, so we've got the flight here, and we'll pull the glasses up. I know you need room to type.
I do. So
actually, should we just keep these up here? And then that way you can push and pull and do what you need.
That's fine.
And nobody's going to get spoiled. Like, there's not going to be any spoilers.
Okay.
Yeah, so Xavier says Bama and Auburn, Michigan, Ohio, and South Carolina and Clemson. Yeah, I think those are fair. I just feel like Michigan and Ohio State are always kind of right there with each other in skill level.
They're
most
a little
of the
more
time.
competitive.
Yeah.
Except for the 10 years Jim Tressel was the coach, and they only lost to Michigan one time in 10 years.
Yeah. I personally really like
I just found that out today, so I'm going to spot my knowledge.
Army-Navy's a good one. Neither of them are ever vying for a national championship, which is why I think Michigan and Ohio State is better. But Army-Navy is a great rivalry for sure.
It's corn. It's got the juice.
So
do you get what I'm saying?
No, I don't know that.
I've showed you this.
What is that?
It's that video of that kid.
I don't.
I'll show it to you again.
Larry asks, "Isn't the Cowboy bourbon weeded?" I don't believe so.
I don't know.
I don't believe so. Correct. Somebody correct us in the chat if we're wrong there. I don't think it's weeded. Okay,
I'm gonna go ahead and start drinking.
All right,
and like doing the little tasting.
Yeah. So what we're tasting here tonight, guys, which by the way we got a giveaway going for the super chats. What we're tasting here tonight is ECBP C923. And we're tasting it against our favorite Elijah Craig barrel proofs from the last 3 years in hopes that you might have one or two or a few of them. So we're tasting it against A123, which I thought personally was a spectacular batch. And if you look back in the channel history just a few weeks ago, I had, we put a video up that was the A123 ECBP versus a,
don't look at me like
pirate bottle, a pirate bottle.
Okay.
batch 12 pirate bottle ECBP, and A123 more than held its own. So I will be, if C923 is better than A123, I'll be surprised. We also have two classics, B520 and C920 in here, and especially C920 is an absolute monster. It has won everything that I have put it up against as far as ECBPs go. And if C9, or boy, oh boy.
These letters and numbers are really getting to you this weekend, aren't they?
If C923 can beat C920, I will be shocked. I also will be surprised if it beats B520. So I'm thinking like of the 6 pours we have here, C923 may come in kind of mid-pack. Oh, that's not a good face there.
Didn't like that one.
So yeah. And Travis, by the way, does say it is, 74 white Texas grown corn, 15% red wheat, 11% malted barley. So it is a wheater. It's not just funky because it's Texas. It's got wheater funk too.
I'm just looking for any reason to explain why Texas whiskey is weird to me.
Coco, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Give me the whiskey. So Xavier said, do you two think buying a Weller Full Proof at $280? No, not
hard pass.
Not for me. Not for me at all. I've had some Weller Full Proofs that I would pay up for a little bit, but that I would have to taste it first. I mean, 70 to $100 is what they go for in our market if you can ever find it. But me personally speaking, I tend to like rye-based bourbons more than wheat-based bourbons, and I tend to like a little bit more proof if I'm going to pay, you know, three figures or more, especially multiple three figures. So 114 proof wheater doesn't really do it for me. You know, I'm not going to say it's not a good pour, because some of them are very good, and I really do enjoy Weller Full Proof. But it's one of those things that I'll buy if I get an opportunity to at 70 to $100. I'm not going to pay up for that particular bottle. I'll pay up for Stag Junior or Stag Bourbon because that is something I like much better from Buffalo Trace. But even that I wouldn't pay $280 for. So that's just me personally.
Okay. 4 of these taste identical. 1 tastes not good to me, and 1 tastes really good.
Oh, interesting.
So I have a winner and a loser, and the rest don't matter.
Wow. Okay. So
actually, the loser, I took a second sip. The loser is not horrible.
As bad?
It just didn't give me a good first impression.
Do you have this any certain way for any certain reason?
No.
So these are all in line?
Yep.
All right. So you got you're good?
I might need to retaste my first and last place later. Once I've had time to kind of rest.
All right. So let me push these up, and we'll comment on. I'll do more commenting as I go. Erin, if you guys haven't seen Erin do a flight before, she just rifles through them, goes with what her gut says as far as what she likes or what she doesn't like, and then to get things out of her as far as notes and things when she's comparatively tasting, she's got to come back and do that.
Yeah, it's hard for me in the moment to think of notes. I just think, do I like this better than the last thing? Yes or no? And then I move on.
Yep, for sure. So yeah, there was some questions. I think Steve asked if this was the one with the age statement, the big age statement. So yeah, 13 years and 7 months is the C923 age statement, which is the biggest age statement I think that's ever been on an Elijah Craig barrel proof. But like, I'm seeing people buy cases of this stuff and like put it out there for like $175 a bottle, $200 a bottle or more.
Dang,
so I can't really get with that, you know, for like all of a sudden we're going to be hyped up about Elijah Craig barrel proof now because it's 1 year older than it was last year. You know, like, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, if people are paying for it, then there must be a market for it. I'm not saying it's right to do it, but if people are willing to pay for it.
I mean, it's like you know, it's one of those things like I don't, it make me sound hipsterish, but like,
You're such a hipster.
I've loved Elijah Craig barrel proof for a long time. A lot of us have, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, all of a sudden now people want to start buying it up and flipping it.
So because,
like now the flippers are paying attention.
Because you liked it first, no one else can like it?
No, I'm just like, I'm kind of irritated with the flippers that are like scrounging it all up and then trying to sell it for profit. It's like, oh, now you care? You know?
I mean, everyone wants to make a quick buck.
Yeah.
Can you blame them? I'm not going to do it, but I can't blame them for doing it.
If people are willing to pay it, that's fine. But, you know, and to be fair, Elijah Craig barrel proof, 12 years age stated up to this point, up to this year. You know, you're getting it for like in some markets $60 or $70. In our market, it's $90 or $100. It's a great value buy at what it is. You know, I don't want to see it turn into like the next thing that gets hyped up and inflated.
Get off your soapbox and drink whiskey.
All right. I mean, do you guys agree or disagree? Am I off base here?
I mean, I don't think you're off base. I just think like the more people that like something, the better. However, that does increase demand. So it will probably make ECBP go up in price.
Yeah.
Just by the nature of being something people want.
Yeah. So glass one, I mean, I'm assuming all these are going to have a very classic Elijah Craig barrel proof nose. Glass one, I'm getting ethanol. It's a little faint. I will say we did fresh crack the ECBP C923 for this. We also fresh cracked a B522 because we finished off our last bottle of it and had a backup. Both of those I poured 30 minutes prior to the stream starting. So they've been opening up for an hour now. The other bottles have been open, so I poured them right before the stream started. So they don't have as much air in the glass, but they've got more air in the bottle. I'm trying to level things out as best I can.
That makes sense. Also, I forgot my chapstick. Do you have your chapstick on you?
I do. She's always mooching my chapstick.
Well, you know, you got to keep the lips moist.
All right. So the nose on this is very classic, little ethanol forward. I mentioned that opening up, you know, pouring early in case this is one of the fresh cracks. I'm getting some ethanol on it. Other than that, really classic. Kind of smells like white chicken chili because that's in the crock pot on the other end of the house, and it's kind of everywhere in the air.
You can't really say that. That's affecting your smell then.
No.
Your sniffer. I do kind of like having these live streams earlier because then we can be done and eat dinner, and I can go to bed on time.
Whoa, boy.
It's powerful.
That's either C923, I think, or it's one of the older batches that I never drink very often.
Oh, thanks, Zach. We got
Thanks
you
so
in
much, Zach.
For the giveaway.
That doesn't taste like some of these. I can't remember many of these taste in the way that Glass One tastes. Whoa.
Well, I can tell you after tasting them all, it doesn't taste like the rest of them.
Okay.
There's 4 that taste almost identical, and that is not one of them.
Okay, now that I've gotten it on the palate, I go back to the nose. I'm getting a little bit more of that ECBP cherry sweetness that you can get. Kind of like a cocktail cherry, like Luxardo syrup. Man, I'm still getting like just the predominant thing on this is wood. It's very woody. Big time caramel.
Adam, yes. Josh always has chapstick in his pocket. I usually will have some too, but I don't have my purse with me, so that's where my chapstick is. Actually, I have lip gloss, but Josh always has chapstick, and I always bum it from him when I don't have mine with me.
All right, I need to make some notes here.
Would you like me to get you some paper? I can get you some paper.
I will type them out. It's okay.
Okay.
Because then I can reference them later easily.
Sure.
All right, so Glass One it's got a very woody nose, and it's like a rickhouse wood, you know. It's not like funky oak, it's not musty oak, it's none of that. It's like a clean rickhouse wood. It smells like you're standing in a rickhouse, and a touch of cherry and a lot of caramel. On the palate, it has a really, really good mouthfeel, a really good finish, and the nose transfers over entirely. I'm not, you know how I said that Glass One was ethanol-y on the nose? I'm not getting that on the palate at all. Are you?
No, I didn't.
No.
It's very balanced. I got some power on the palate, but not alcohol fumes or ethanol.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, typically I write my notes. I'm just going to put them in the phone this time. So Glass One is we'll call it the strong rickhouse.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, there's some air in this thing. Man, like I will say that these are muted on the nose compared to that cowboy bourbon.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of things will be.
This one has a lot of sweetness to it. This is really sweet. This is like a caramel candy, like a Werther's.
Interesting.
Glass Two. You liked Glass One. Don't spoil anything, but you did like Glass One.
I did like Glass One, yes.
And you liked Glass Two as well.
It was fine, yes.
Okay. Yeah, this smells like a straight up Werther's.
Izzo says, give me some chapstick. I know you've got 5 sticks in your drawer. He does. Like you always got to have it, you know?
Oh man, that's so good too. That's so good too. It's a little more like nutty, like peanut buttery. I would say that's the biggest difference between Glass One and Glass Two. Yeah.
I feel like personally Glass Two didn't have as much oomph as Glass One.
Yeah, but it's saturating the back of the palate. Like that's
a finish.
It's sticking around.
But I'm saying it didn't have like the power, like the gravitas.
Yeah, it's more like peanut butter. It's like you took a Werther's caramel and you like dipped it in a little peanut butter and ate it.
Okay. Sometimes I dip pretzels on peanut butter. If y'all haven't ever tried that, it's very good. Like the little, not the sticks. I'm sure the sticks will be fine, but the little pretzel minis, when you dip it in a little bit of peanut butter, it's quite delish.
You know what I like? I like Annie Ann's, like the mall pretzels, the soft pretzels.
Is it Auntie Anne's?
What else would you call it?
You called it Annie Ann's.
Auntie Anne's. I said Auntie Anne's.
You said Annie Ann's.
I said Auntie Anne's.
Y'all.
Run the tape back.
He said Annie Ann's.
Auntie Anne's. I just ran it together because I talked fast and I said Annie Anne's.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Their cinnamon sugar pretzel is good.
Oh, you said cinnamon sugar, and I was smelling this,
no.
and I'm getting like a cinnamony.
No, I didn't get any. I didn't get any cinnamon and sugar on that. Just erase that from your mind. From your mind, grapes.
Oh,
Jay,
JG, I don't. Come
you
on
did
now.
say Annie.
I said Annie Ann's, which is me just. I'm saying Auntie Anne's, but I'm running it together.
Well,
so when I say it fast, I say Annie Anne's.
In order for people to understand what you say, you need to say things people understand. So if you say Annie, I hear Annie. If you say auntie, I hear auntie.
Okay.
Say it right. Be right.
Okay.
Just be better.
Okay, I'll do better.
Just do
I'll
better.
do better, you guys.
Travis says Josh is from the South. It's a pass.
Travis gets me.
You know, I would say maybe, but let's be educated. Shall we? I've lived here for a long
now
time.
it's an indictment on my intelligence.
You are intelligent. Let's sound intelligent.
I just said the word indictment, and I don't even know what it means. I don't even know if I used it right, but I'm trying my best, okay? Cut me some slack.
I'm messing with you, boo. You're good. You're good. Although you did say Annie, but you're fine.
Aaron loves, like, if you think of like the 3 words that every woman wants to hear, you would think it would be "I love you," but for Aaron, it's "You were right." She likes to hear "You were right" a lot.
Well, there was a former time in my former life where that phrase was not said to me ever, and I'm making up for lost time. I'm just demanding it now.
Okay. Steve, thank you so much, man. We're hungry too. It's before dinner time for us. It is
before dinner time.
Which, by the way, let us know. I mean, we've got 88 people in chat. Let us know if you guys like this time slot. Typically, we go after it's bourbon night. But like I said, we went early tonight. We had a late night last night. We've got, I think Matt Porter may be streaming tonight. He may not. But we wanted to try this early time slot before it's bourbon night. Mm-hmm. See if that works well for some people. So let us know if you like this kind of time slot, this kind of happy hour. Let's have some drinks together before dinner.
Yeah.
Let us know. Yeah. And if you're watching this on the replay because you are used to us being on live later, let us know in the chat below.
Yeah. We got a few people saying they like it. It's a good time slot. I mean, I'm kind of a fan because then that means I'm not up till the wee hours of the night, of the morn.
Yeah, this is really for Aaron. Like, this is...
I mean, technically it was for Matt today, but...
Right. But
when Josh proposed the idea to me, I was like, ooh, that sounds like the best idea you've had.
You would love it if we streamed at 5 p.m. our time.
6 p.m.
all the time.
Eastern, yeah. I wouldn't hate it. Wouldn't complain.
It also is nice, too, because like James is saying, I don't watch anything on Sunday, so this is good for me. We're kind of on the tail end of the football games, the afternoon football games, but then we're done before the evening football games, which a lot of people tune into. So it's kind of nice,
Yeah. Yeah. For Aaron's 9 p.m. bedtime, I wish I could go to bed at 9 p.m. My husband sleep shames me if I want to go to bed before 10.
So Wigmaster says, I walked into this stream and said, and I'm not going to do a Trump voice. Wow, what a great time slot. I can't, how do you?
Donald Trump doesn't enter my brain ever. I don't even know how to do an accent of his.
You don't think about him more than the Roman Empire?
No, I never think about either.
Okay. All right.
Erin eats dinner at 4 p.m.
She would if I'd let her.
No, but I do eat at 5 sometimes when I get home from work.
Yeah. She's like, can we eat yet? I'm like, it's literally not even time that people eat dinner.
But I'm hungry, so why don't we eat dinner? Why not?
That's fair. All right, I'm not getting a lot on the nose of Glass 3 personally.
We'll just drink it.
Really classic ECBP compared to the strong Rickhouse in 1 and the Werther's caramel and peanut butter in 2. This is just really classic. Kind of muted on the nose compared to those first 2.
Oh, he's saying my wife is a full-blown early bird special supper time, so this is a good time for an after-dinner drink for me. Nice.
Nice.
I can get on board with that.
All right, 3 is interesting. It's kind of got like, it's kind of dark. It's got some barrel char on the palate, and it's got
I was getting a very specific note on that, but I don't know if I want to say it.
And to me, it kind of has kind of like a dark roast coffee and like tobacco vibe to it.
I was getting very heavy peanut shells on that.
I can see that. Yeah, it is nutty. It's the nuttiest of the first three.
It is, and with the second sip was better, but the first sip was off-putting to me. The second sip, it was better. It kind of evened out, but the first sip was like, oh, did not make a good impression.
Yeah, the finish on glass 3 kind of reminds me a little bit of some Knob Creek picks. Like if you get a Knob Creek, if you get a pick that's kind of like peanut heavy, it can go into like the like a little bit of like a sour type of note.
That's a great question, and we are lunch and dinner people. However,
we both grew up dinner and supper.
My family says dinner and supper, and I didn't even realize that until you made a comment about it one time, and I was like, "Oh yeah, they do, don't they?"
Yeah. I grew up with my grandmother, and she would say dinner and supper.
Mm-hmm. My parents say that as well, and so do my siblings. But I say lunch and dinner. I don't know why, just do.
Yeah. So Carl says he just started collecting his first 2 bottles, Stag 22B and E.H. Taylor Barrel. Those are 2 good ones to start with.
Yeah.
Those are, I mean, I'm not the biggest Buffalo Trace fanboy. Neither of us are, really.
Yeah.
Those are 2 of their best products, for sure. I love Stag bourbon, but we did a blind, like on our Patreon live stream last night, we did a blind with a few other people and had a bunch of Nashville Barrel Company bottles in there. And then we also had a Stag Junior in there, Stag Bourbon, batch 18 for most of us.
Mm-hmm.
And of like 5 people, it only won for one person. Came in 4th out of 5 pours for me. So, I mean, I love it, but there's other stuff out there that is comparable.
Yeah.
So John says he enjoyed the Sound of Silence bourbon match video. Would love to see a reaction to Morgan James' Dream On from Postmodern Jukebox and see what you would pair with it.
Oh, well, Postmodern Jukebox is good.
I know. Is this a cover of Aerosmith's Dream On? Interesting.
I've heard I don't know even who they are, but they're a YouTuber that like does a bunch of singing in a parking garage. And she did like this, like really
the girl with the
thing.
good acoustics.
Yeah. And she does a version of Dream On with a friend, and it is amazing. Xavier asked if you smoke cigars.
No, we're not. I'm not big on
or
smoke.
If we smoke
period.
Cigars,
I don't know if I have a smoke allergy or whatever, but like it really bothers my eyes, and it just really bothers me.
What watch are you wearing today, Mr. Josh?
What watch are you wearing?
No? Oh, I'm wearing my. I call
Fitbit.
It's a generic Fitbit, but I call it a my sleep watch, because I truly only wear this when I go to bed, except now I'm wearing it, but I will be going to bed later, because it has a buzzer. It wakes me up. I wake up without a sound alarm. I wake up with like the vibration from this watch. So this is my sleep watch. I'm wearing my sleep watch. Mm-hmm. What are you wearing?
I've got my Submariner circa 2008 14060M reference 14060M. But yeah, I mean, this thing it's my baby. It's what I wear most of the time. But yeah, I mix it up. I wear something different to work. This is kind of I get home from work, I throw this on. I don't really have to think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bought this when I was young and dumb, and before prices went completely crazy.
You've had it for a while.
Yeah, it's one I bought with the intention of keeping for a lifetime.
So have you tasted Glass 4 yet?
Glass 4 smells amazing. It smells exactly like I want Elijah Craig Barrel Proof to smell. It smells sweet. It's like the great balance of like your sweet caramel vanilla notes. It's got your oak profile in, like a sweet oak profile on the nose. It doesn't have too much like barrel charry funk or anything like that. Yeah, just great balance. It's the best balanced nose. Like Glass 1 was way more woody. This is a good balance of sweet and woody.
Mm-hmm. I'm turning the thermostat down 1 degree, by the way. It's a little warm in here. I can feel my ears are red. I bet they are. Are they red? Yep, my ears are red. I'm getting hot. Okay.
Oh boy. Is that the one you had last? It's a little grassy.
Nope, this is the one I had in last.
Oh, okay. That one is good. It's got a little grassiness on it though.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes Elijah Craig Barrel Proof can get a little grassiness on it. And that is not a bad thing necessarily, but it's different, you know. Like it's there's something in there that's not in the first three.
Okay.
There was a question. Oh, Wigmaster asked what I think about the Glycine Combat Sub. Glycine makes some good watches, man. They make some very good watches. In that price range, there's other things that I prefer, personally speaking. But if you like a Glycine Combat Sub, the look of it, I can tell you that they're very good watches. Yeah. I need another sip of glass 4.
Okay.
Because that's interesting.
Okay. Rick Flair's hair says, Josh is a watch guy. I have the 116710LN.
Oh, heck yeah, man.
What
I want
that?
one of those so bad.
Is that
it's a GMT.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
And
116.
I know what a GMT is.
6710.
Is that the one with the different color?
Hang on, am I mixing it up?
The different colored dial.
I better not be mixing my references up. Yeah, the Green Arrow. This is the one I want. I want that watch.
That looks like yours.
That's like her saying. That's like saying
it has the green.
It's a GMT. That's like her saying like I don't need another bottle of whiskey because I have another bottle of whiskey already. That's crazy talk.
I mean, I have 2 watches. Well, 3. 3 if you count my sleep watch. I have 2 actual nice watches, and that's all I need. That's all I need.
All right. I don't even know what to say about glass 4, you guys.
Someone's proposed that one's the C923. Mike proposed that that's the C923.
I don't know. I don't think so. It is different, though. I don't remember any of them tasting this way. I'm trying not to think about what they may be. JG's got Jenny on speed dial. JG has Jenny on speed dial.
8675309. 8675309. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little grassy. And it's got a nuttiness to it as well. The finish is kind of weak on glass 4 as well. It's a little bit tame.
I thought 4 of them tasted very similar.
Well, I mean, it's the exact same product, so I'm not surprised that they taste similar.
Only 2 stood out as
great
different.
Yeah.
One was great different, and one was not so great different.
So Wigmaster says he loves the Airman and from Glycine, which is a 24-hour watch. Very, very cool. And then the Bulova Lunar Pilot is great also. I love that one as well.
Yes, and Jay, you have infected me with a song. It's in my head. It's stuck.
So Mike is saying his 4th glass of C923 tastes just like that. Your 4th glass
kind of the grassiness. I think the 4th glass of anything might taste like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Citizen Echo Drive. So I remember I became a watch guy as a youngin' because I was an 80s kid, so calculator watches and video game watches were a thing. And I love those. And then when I was in high school, I was like junior high and high school, I was skateboarded a lot. Like I actually was thinking about this the other day because I'm 40 now, and looking back at thinking about the things I'm interested in now versus like where those came from, like what the root of them was. Yeah. Most of my interests come from
being a skateboarding
culture in the 90s.
Interesting.
And G-Shock watches were really big back then.
Yeah.
And I got a G-Shock for Christmas from my grandfather. And you couldn't tell me nothing. Like I was the coolest. I thought I was the coolest kid in school. Insert Morgan Freeman voice. He was not the coolest kid in school, not by a long shot.
But you felt it, and that's all that matters.
I felt it when I had that G-Shock on. And then my best buddy, got a Citizen Echo Drive, and it was so cool, I thought. And I was like, man.
James, Josh, I'm 40 now. Old farts like me. Bless your heart. Bless his heart.
Yeah,
and he means it like Southern people mean it.
Oh, yeah. Like that poor boy. Mike says first watch back in the 60s, a wind up Timex. I love Timex. I love I have some digital Casios. I'm a big fan of those. I did splurge on some nicer watches, like Omega Speedmasters got me into mechanical watches, and then I found what I really enjoyed wearing on my wrists was the just Rolex models, the pre-ceramic Rolex models, older kind of neo vintage models.
Yeah. So I don't
splurged a little bit.
I think we've said this recently, but if you guys want to see Josh's collection, you can go to Stuff and Watches on Instagram, which that is...
It's not all my watch collection.
Spoiler alert. That's how we picked the name for this channel, was he had a Stuff and Watches collection. And I was like, why don't we do Stuff and Whiskey? Because then maybe one day if we ever wanted to combine them, we're not going to do that. But that was like the original thought behind naming this channel, what we did.
Funny enough, somehow I've gotten, I don't know how it happened, but like I'm not on social media much. But I do pop on from time to time on Facebook to check some local groups and things like that for National Barrel Company. And I pop on Instagram from time to time just to kill time. And somehow the algorithms started showing me skateboarding videos, and I watch every single one I see.
And then they're going to continue to show you
when
more.
When I say I was big into skateboarding back in the day, guys, I'm not saying like, oh yeah, I just like, kicked and pushed around. Like I would come home from school. If I had homework, I'd get it done. I would skateboard until the sun went down and I couldn't see anymore.
Were you any good?
I was decent. Like I wasn't
and
great.
There's no proof of that because you are old and you'll break your body if you try to skateboard.
I can't. No, I can't. I mean, I can push around now. I can ollie. I could probably kick flip if I wasn't. I could probably land a kick flip. I'm fairly confident I can land a kick flip, maybe a hill flip. But I mean, back in the day, like my favorite thing to do was street skating, and I would skate downstairs, like not down the stairs, but like hit jumps, like ollie downstairs. And I used to love doing like nollie 360 flips. That was my thing. So you're rolling backwards, and then you flip the board, and it spins around and flips as it spins. And nollie 360 flips were my jam.
That's pretty cool.
Which is
you would have been too much of like a rebel for me to date when I was younger.
No, I was a clean cut kid. I just like skateboarding.
I know you were, but like on the outside, I would have not known that, and I would have been like, "Oh, he's probably doing drugs." I was very sheltered as a child. Not gonna lie.
And then skateboarding is how I almost killed myself.
I know. Yeah. That's a story for another day. We're not going to get into that today.
Is it? I mean, we got time.
Okay, we do have time, so we can get into it.
If you guys want to hear about the story about me almost killing myself, and I'm not being hyperbolic, I literally should have died.
Almost died. Let's talk about glass 5 first.
All right,
what are your thoughts?
Glass 5, I'm getting a lot of ethanol, like on glass 1 on the nose. I'm getting sweet, sweet, sweet caramel. Like this is like candy shop caramel. Like you're walking in somewhere that they're making caramel fresh.
Okay, like the mall.
Yeah, and this has got like more of like a praline type of nose, like that classic ECBP when it goes praline with like the chocolate and the nut, like the almonds.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like a praline nose and fresh caramel.
Seeing if I missed really good. Anything on the chat while we were chit chatting. Oh, Xavier said he thought he would have given you 34. Wow. That's nice.
34 what?
He said you're 40? I would have given you 34.
Thanks, man.
That's very kind.
If I have more nights like last night, I'll start really looking my age. A little too much last night. I got a little carried away.
Whiskey Talk says Swatch watches were my kryptonite in grade school.
Swatch watches are so cool. They're still cool.
Northwest Bourbon. I was into Tony Hawk. I know who Tony Hawk is, but I wasn't much into skateboarding.
Oh, man, that's good. That's so good. That's pralines in a glass. That's so good.
Aw, Mama
Super
P.
Sweet.
I want to hear about the story where you almost died. I'm really glad you didn't, because then I couldn't have adopted you.
Good to see you, Mama P.
All right, we'll tell a story to Mama P. Okay, so thoughts on 5? Pralines?
Praline and fresh caramel nose and palate. It's so good. It's super sweet. It's got sweet oak. All right, so glass 1 is the strong Rickhouse. Glass 2 is the caramel Werther's dipped in peanut butter. Glass 3 is the nutty dark roast coffee.
Okay.
Glass 4 is the one that's a little weird and grassy, but still has a lot of good things going on in it. Glass 5 is the pralines and caramel.
Okay.
So this is I'm watching Jason C and taking notes because Jason does the best job at doing flights and talking about all the different pours and making it easy for chat to keep up with. And I know that's something I struggle with. So Jason is the man. I can't believe you're watching this channel and not watching his, but if you are not watching his, definitely go watch Jason's channel.
Time for a reapplication.
Okay. So right. Smiling Beard says, so no date on that sub. Nice. I don't like the Cyclops either. I used to be in that camp. Now I do like it. It does make it easier to see the date, but I definitely like the no date sub is the classic in my mind. It's the original. And I think that the 14060M is like the pinnacle of the evolution of the Submariner before they switched over to the ceramic bezels and the bigger cases and everything. When I got this watch, they had just come out with the ceramic subs. And so I was able to go and try on the pre-ceramic versus the ceramic with the bigger case and everything and the updated bracelet. And the newer ones definitely feel more luxurious and warrant kind of where the company took the brand. The company took the brand. The company took their models.
Yeah.
But I prefer the old, like, kind of rattly. I like vintage type things, you know? But yeah, I really like Seiko. That's probably my favorite watch brand. And I really want an SSK 001.
Okay.
It's the GMT.
The red arrow. Can you successfully tell the skateboarding story while you're drinking in the last glass?
Well, let me tell you about the last glass real quick.
Okay. You can do that too.
All right. This one kind of reminds me of glass 2, I think. No, glass 4, I think it was.
Interesting.
Where it's like just generally sweet. Like it's generally nothing outstanding.
Yeah. Also, if you guys want to get in for a giveaway for ECBP C923 and anything else you would want, basically, hit that super chat and I'll get you down here and you'll be entered into the giveaway.
Okay. More nutty. Peanut buttery peanut. Not the shell, but like the actual peanut. Caramel, oak. I wish it were sweeter on the palate. It's a little just kind of straight across the board. It's good. It's given me a really nice chest hug. And that may be because I'm trying to talk through the finish. But it's very good. So Jesse says, you must about your watch a long time ago when you can actually try it on. Yeah, that's how I was back then. Things have gotten absolutely insane with the brand, and I don't love the modern iteration of the brand. It kind of gets on my nerves, actually, and I would be conflicted about it. And I used to be conflicted. Thank you so much,
Lisa.
Troy.
I'm not sure which one it is, or both of you. Thank you, Troy and Lisa.
Oh, Wigmaster's asking really difficult questions now. He says 62 Moss case versus a turtle case. All right. I want to be clear. Like,
also, this is a lot of watch talk. Can we talk about
real quick? The 62 Moss case is better. It's better to wear. It's better on the wrist. The turtle case is quirky, but that's some of the stuff I like about Seiko the most is the quirky stuff. So I used to have a vintage 6309 turtle from my birth year, and I actually got rid of it because I got a modern turtle. I like it a lot better, and had the glass replaced with a sapphire glass. Have it on a waffle rubber strap. It's awesome. I love that thing. I'm a turtle guy. Turtle. Oh my God. What movie was that?
Master of Disguise.
It was a Mike Myers?
Master of Disguise. I don't know. I've never seen it, but my family quotes it all the time.
Yeah.
My sisters quote it all the time. So that's how I know what it is, but I've never seen the movie.
I feel like Master of Disguise and Don't Mess with the Zohan are like Mike Myers and Adam Sandler's, like two of their underrated movies.
Yeah, I've never seen Master of Disguise, but my sisters quote it.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Have you seen Don't Mess with the Zohan?
I have not.
Oh, it's so funny. Adam Sandler plays a hairdresser, like a barber.
Okay, maybe I have.
And there's a part in there where he's like, it's a weird scene where he's standing in front of somebody and he's like, oh, Dana Carvey. That's it. So Adam Sandler standing in front of somebody as Zohan, and he's like, somebody else's foot is up, but it's supposed to be his, but he's like, look at it, now smell it. And he like kicks the guy. And I say that sometimes. I'm like, now smell it.
Mm.
Or I think that to myself when I'm tasting whiskey sometimes.
Gotcha.
Sure, Kitty says, I like turtles. Zombie Josh. Steve, watches and whiskey. I mean, I had stuff in watches. We have stuff in whiskey. Watches and whiskey could be a thing. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that on Patreon. Maybe we'll pair some watches and whiskey together.
You can see my 2.5 watches.
All right, Big Potato asked if we've ever had the Parker's Heritage 11-year wheat, and if so, how is it? Nah, man, I wish. We've had so few Parker's Heritages.
Yeah.
They, for whatever reason, like I flat out don't think they get released in our market. The way that people in Nashville, Tennessee get Parker's Heritage bottles is they go to the distillery and they get them when they release there.
Okay, so you've tasted them all.
Yeah.
Would you like to give Mama P her story? She's been patiently waiting. All
right, so skateboarding story time. So I was 15 years old. And I was over at my buddy's house, my best friend's house. Him and his stepbrother. We were hanging out. I don't know why his mom let us do this. Roads of Tennessee.
Because it was the 90s.
Back roads of Tennessee. They lived at the top of this very steep hill that got steeper as you went down. And then at the bottom of the hill, there was a curve. And I don't know why I thought this would be a good idea, but we were going to leave and we were going to walk/skate from his house to the local junior high where we attended junior high school. They had some stairs. I like to, do tricks off the stairs and stuff. Pardon me. So we're going to go there.
Yeah.
And his mom is like, yeah, go ahead, go. And it's like a mile and a half away.
I mean, that was the 90s, though. I did similar things. I ran around my whole entire neighborhood unsupervised.
Okay.
It was the 1900s. People did crazy things.
So I'll tame down the language a little bit for YouTube purposes. But we walk to the end of his gravel driveway. We get at the top of the hill. We start kind of walking down the hill. And I'm like, all right, it's you and your two buddies and you're 15 years old. So like, of course it's like, it becomes a whole thing, whole competition. So I'm like, all right, I'll clean this up a little bit, but I'm like, basically, which one of you guys, which one of you chumps is going to hop on your skateboard and skate down this huge hill? And they both did skateboard, but they were more into BMX and I was the best skater of the bunch. And they're like, you're crazy. This hill is super steep. And I was like, oh, if you're not doing it, I'm doing it. So I throw my board down, hop on it. I start going down this huge hill. And then my best buddy hops on he's like, well, if he's doing it, I'm doing it. He hops on his board, starts coming down after me. The hospital estimated that I hit the pavement at like 45 miles an hour. All I know is that we're going down this hill. I start speed wobbling, which is something that happens if you're on a skateboard. Like I'm speed wobbling. It's getting super scary. And all I remember is the speed wobbles. And then I remember everything going white.
White, not black.
White. Just in memory, everything going white. What my friend said that was behind me on the skateboard, he said that I started speed wobbling and my board went out from under my feet and I went back and the first thing that hit the pavement.
I've heard this story so many times and every time you tell it, I'm still just like.
I was not wearing a helmet.
Ugh.
The first thing that hit the pavement was the back of my skull on the side right here. And then I proceeded to tumble down the hill like a rag doll. My best buddy saw this and he's like, not me. So he jumped off and slid belly and hands, and he had road rash all up his arms, on his chest, on his thighs. I still have road rash scars from this. There's a spot on my arm right here that doesn't tan.
Oh yeah. I don't know if they can see it on camera, but I can see it.
Yeah. So I tumbled down the hill. I'm out cold. I'm completely unconscious. I wake up, and this is no joke, like a scene from a movie. I wake up and my best buddy and his stepbrother are standing over me, looking down at me. And I see their two faces in the sky and they're talking about whether I'm dead or not. Oh my gosh. They're like, is he breathing? Like, is he okay? Is he dead? And I wake up and like the dumb 15-year-old that I am, the first thing I say is, how's my board? Like I'm worried about my skateboard. So we're at the bottom of the hill. They arm over arm, they bring me up the hill, and then they bring me down the gravel driveway, which was kind of long. And his mom sees them like dragging me incapacitated down the driveway. And like, I'm laying on the couch in their living room, and all I can talk about is how I want to go to sleep. I'm like, I just want to go to sleep. And his mom is like, you're not going to sleep. You do not go to sleep. She's like, she is mad. And they called an ambulance. The ambulance took me to the local hospital that's kind of small. They, checked me out best they could. And they're like, this is beyond our scope. Like, we can't deal with this. We need to get him to Vanderbilt immediately, like a bigger hospital. So zipped me over to Vanderbilt, and then I was in the hospital overnight. I had a double basal skull fracture, which is a basal skull fracture is what killed Dale Earnhardt Jr.
A basal skull fracture?
Not Jr., Dale Earnhart.
Well, when my sister was in town, who was an ER nurse, you asked her, you're like, hey, JJ, if someone comes to the ER with a double basal skull fracture, are they okay? She's like, no, they're dead.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
you should not be alive. It's a miracle.
Yeah. I spent about a month in the bed eating Jell-O. I was so heavily concussed, and they kept me in the hospital for a while to make sure I didn't have any brain swelling. But I was so heavily concussed that all I could do was be in a dark room and eat Jell-O.
Also, Jason, so like glad Josh's face was not damaged. I agree. You wouldn't want to ruin this beautiful face.
And then
I'd still love him though, but he has a beautiful face.
And then as soon as I started feeling better, guess what Dum Dum did? Got back on a skateboard without a helmet. And then shortly thereafter, I got my driver's license, and then I started skateboarding. And then I started dating girls, and skateboarding fell by the wayside.
Yeah. So I'm glad you're alive. Thanks for being alive.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad to be alive.
So let's get back to the whiskey, shall we?
Also, I think you've heard this theory, but my theory is that I'm getting dumber by the day.
Like, I think we all are.
That sustained head injury at 15 years old. Like, I used to have almost a photographic memory, like not legit photographic, but like very close to. Like, I could study for tests. I could close my eyes. I could read the page in my head. I was really good at tests. But now I'm just dumb. I'm getting dumber by the day.
You're not dumb.
I'm getting dumber by the. Ask her. She'll tell you I'm getting dumber by the day.
He's not dumb. I'm not condoning that speak about my husband. Don't talk about him that way. Okay. So let's talk about whiskey though. Where are you with this flight? Do you have a ranking?
All right. Hopefully you guys like that story. All right. Glass 6. My notes on that are regular ECBP. Very, very standard. All right. So glass.
Izzo said we're all getting dumber by the day. I agree. We are. I feel it too, man.
Man, I'm really having a tough time, guys.
Do you need water?
No, I think I need to go blow my nose.
Shall we mute? Here's a tissue.
Yeah.
Can you mute? I don't know how to.
Hang on a second, y'all. And we're back.
All better?
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right. I do believe that I have an initial ranking. I do think that glass 1 and 2 are two of the best pours on the table.
Okay.
I also really like glass 5.
Okay.
So glass 1 is the strong Rick House. Glass 2 is the Sweet Werther's dipped in peanut butter. And glass 5 is the pralines and fresh caramel.
Okay. Do you want to know which one is my favorite? Or no, are we not there yet? I don't know how we're going to do this ranking.
Yeah. I'll say this. We do have a giveaway going. So C923.
I'm sorry.
I just saw that, yeah.
And rightfully so.
Man.
So he should have been.
I almost didn't get my license. Because of that. Because they're like, if you're going to be this irresponsible with a skateboard, what are you going to do with a car? Spoiler alert. Did a lot of stupid stuff with the car too. Because once I was driving, I stopped skateboarding and I became a car guy. And then I spent all my money on my car. I went into debt for my car. I went into massive credit card debt for my car. I made a bunch of stupid decisions.
I'm so glad I didn't know you at that point.
I was terrible. You would have hated me.
I'm glad I met you when I did. I think it was divine timing for that.
Thank the good Lord above that he waited to introduce us until I actually got my act together. But yeah, my teens and 20s I was a hot mess.
Hit the like button. Do it. It's free.
Yes, do that. It's free. The giveaway is not free, but if you want to get in on it, we're going to do a little raffle. You can get in on it by donating. We have our GoFundMe. Our charity fundraiser is soft launched. It will actually go fully live in 2 weeks when we do our charity live stream on October the 8th. That's going to be a ton of fun. There's going to be over 45 bottles up for grabs. A handful of them will be live auctions, some of the higher profile stuff, including we're going to have 2 Nashville Barrel Company Swag Juniors up for grabs. So this is the pick that we did with Matt at ADHD Whiskey.
Sorry.
The camera just loves your face too much.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I love your face too.
Oh, thanks.
But yeah, this is the pick that we did with Matt. This, I don't want to say if you know, you know. Oh, come on now, camera. Get that sticker. There it is. Look at that. It's got our faces on there. Got some Matt's face on there. This thing is one of the best bottles of whiskey I personally have ever had. I love this stuff so much. It's kind of legendary. It's crushed in flights for us. Yeah. It's crushed in blind tastings for us. I just absolutely love it. We have one we're giving away, and then Mark Christensen is giving one away as well. Those will both be live auction things. Locally, I know what they go for on secondary. I don't know what they're going to go for in the live auction format. Hopefully,
Mama P has to run.
Okay, bye. Great to see you.
Also, I'm starting a comment. Oh.
But hopefully, they help raise a bunch of good money for charity. So that's going to be awesome.
Yep. Xavier asked, I'm assuming this is like, how did we meet come about, or how did we start the channel? Give a little context. Is it how did we meet? Yeah. How did we start the channel? Both, either.
Yep. Let us know.
What you want to know.
All right.
Thank you.
Real quick, I'm going to run through this flight quickly to see if my initial rankings hold.
Okay.
So I think glass, and I'm going to try to reference things by the name I'm giving them.
I'm sticking with my original impression, so I'm good.
I think we have the same top 1 or 2.
Potentially.
All right. I think, all right, so glass 3, the nutty dark roast coffee.
Jay answered one of the questions. That's how we met, through photography.
You tell the story while I'm doing this.
Okay. So Josh was a bigwig Nashville wedding photographer back in 2011.
I was a photographer.
He was a big Nashville wedding photographer that people were paying multiple thousands of dollars for him to shoot their wedding. Let's just say that. Multiples of many figures.
It's a lot of work.
And I was moving from California to Nashville. I got a real job. I was a wedding photographer in California. Got a real job, but still wanted to shoot. So I wanted to be a second shooter for people. I ended up connecting with Josh via the advice of a wedding planner. Like, hey, here's some wedding photographers to connect with. Josh was one of them. I emailed them. Josh was the only one that responded. We met for coffee and chatted, connected on social media. And then I never heard from him again for the next 6 years, which is fine. I didn't think anything of it. It was a business meeting. It was kind of like, okay, I guess he doesn't want to shoot. He doesn't want me to shoot with him. No hard feelings. But we had connected on social media. 2017 rolls around. We had both been previously married to other people. We, at that point, were not married to those people. We were both single. And someone slid into my DMs and asked me on a coffee date, not photography related.
Got all up in them DMs.
Yeah. And then the rest is history. Here we are. And then do you want to talk about how we started the actual channel?
Well, the channel started because we were, as former photographers, we had done some photography stuff together. Big Vic, good seeing you, man. Dude, Big Vic,
Josh, focus.
I have to tell Big Vic this.
Okay.
Your Westland pick with Mash and Journey, dude, so good. That is so good. It makes it like, I tasted that and I was like, oh, I want to do a Westland pick. This is awesome. It's so good.
And I got you in for the giveaway too, Big Vic. All right. You want to talk about how the channel came about? So we reconnected in 2017. We we got married in 2019. And then we started the channel in 2021 because
we were talking about creative projects to do together, and like we have done some photography stuff together, kind of just for fun. But we wanted to do something that was a little bit more organized. I wanted to learn video or podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wasn't familiar with either one of those.
We talked about a podcast kind of here and there.
Yeah. And like we could never really zero in on what we wanted to do, like how we wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But what would happen is we would talk about it at the end of the night. Like I would pour something. We'd sit on the couch. Erin always like, I'm going to have 2 mooches, which means she's going to have 2 sips of whatever I'm drinking.
Yeah.
So I'll pour a glass of whiskey. She'll take a couple sips of it. And then we're sitting here talking about like what we would do for a creative project together. And she's like, this tastes like, you know, the rocking chair in front of a Cracker Barrel, or this tastes like stinky feet or whatever, or smells like stinky feet. And I was watching a lot of Whiskey Tube
at the time,
and nobody was saying any of the stuff that she was saying. And I was like, I think we could do something with this. I think this could be fun, because like as much as I can pick out some whiskey notes, like I'm not Cameron over at Drums and Drams, or I'm not Matt Porter or anything like that, but I can pick out some notes. I think I just saw Wigmaster's
change the channel name to 2 Mooches.
That is fantastic.
Maybe
we weren't that clever when we started. that is great.
That is great.
So I'm not Matt and Cam, but I can pick out some notes. I love it that you don't know what Brown-Forman notes mean. You don't know what Old Forester note means. You don't know what Buffalo Trace notes mean.
I do know now. Is Brown-Forman the one where you're supposed to get banana?
That's one of them.
But I never get banana. I don't know how to smell a banana in a glass of whiskey. Like, just give me a banana. Jay says, erasers and asphalt. Get it right, Josh.
With that said, I was like, I think we could do something with this. And like, I get it. Like even though I can pick out whiskey notes, like I'm a big coffee nerd too. So we buy fresh roasted local beans, and we that's what we make our coffee with. I do pour over coffee every morning, and they have the notes on the bag. I don't get any of those notes when I taste the coffee. You can't tell me that it's got like almond and cherry and brown sugar. When I drink the coffee tastes like coffee. Okay. I think a lot of people, whiskey tastes like whiskey, and they know whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
And I know that with coffee as well, but I can't pick out the individual notes. And I drink coffee way more than I drink whiskey. I drink coffee every single morning. But with you, I think it's more relatable to have somebody that isn't giving the typical notes. And with the blind tastings, you know, for us, what we wanted to do, the niche we wanted to fall within was blind tastings, so that I, as the whiskey nerd, am not just telling you Brown-Forman notes when I'm drinking a Brown-Forman product.
Because you know what you're supposed to be getting.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'm telling you guys, every note I've given, knowing we're doing an Elijah Craig flight, I'm giving you Elijah Craig notes. I'm talking about the differences in these pours.
And see, I don't know what Elijah Craig notes are supposed to be. And don't tell me. Like, I don't really care to know.
Right. So, but when we're blind, and I don't mind looking silly. I don't mind not giving the notes.
No, you don't. It took you a minute to get there.
Right. But I don't mind giving notes blind that might not match up. Or I don't mind picking something that I shouldn't, quote unquote, shouldn't pick to beat something else, because I prefer that as a pour, you know, like, and
Sugar Kitty said it's isomalt acetate, not bananas.
That is true. That's what gives it that note.
What do we got here?
Oh, yes. 13th Colony Double Oaked. We will not be able to get one.
Why?
Hey Siri, set a reminder tomorrow at 2:55 or 1:55 to go on seal box for the 13th Colony Double Oaked.
All right, and James, I got you in for the giveaway.
Dadgummit, Siri. I mean, to be fair, I really did mess you up there.
You did.
Siri.
That was a horrible.
Hey, let me try again. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Set a reminder for tomorrow at 1:50 to get on seal box for the 13th Colony Double Oaked. Get on Sillbox for the 13th Tommy double out.
Also, this is Scott says the best way I found to describe your presentation is left brain, right brain. Josh, analytical plus detailed. Aaron, emotional and imagery.
You get us. Thank you for getting us.
I wish I was more emotional though. But maybe I come across like I explain things emotionally.
Yeah. Can you go above James's? There's a comment right there. Yeah. Comment.
Oh, JG said he will dominate at Stuff and Whiskey Trivia. Yeah, because he's been around since like the get.
JG, what razor did I shave with yesterday? You can tell me that.
Yesterday?
You can tell me that. Then
I don't even know that.
Well, I didn't use my usual. I switched it up.
Oh.
I went with an old classic.
Oh.
I'm typically a little bougie, but
that checks out. That's on brand.
But my regular bougie razor is like a handmade razor that they were handmade in Tennessee. The company doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
It's pretty aggressive, so I got to be real careful with it, and I oftentimes nick myself. I'd use a double-edged safety razor, but I switched to like an entry-level double-edged safety razor yesterday.
Oh, Jay said Vic disposable. No disposable razors in this house.
Merkur 39C.
Y'all, if you don't know anything, Josh is the most bougie man I've ever met. And I love him. This is not a knock. But it blows my mind every day, the things that he is particular about. And that is what makes him him. And I love him for it. But it also is kind of surprising sometimes. Travis,
I know which one you're talking about. I can't think of the name of it. I think it's like a one blade or something. But I use a Merkur 39 or 37C. Merkur's 37C is what I shaved with yesterday.
How was it? How was that shaving experience?
Oh, it's like a bottle of Blanton's. It's just so smooth.
But you don't particularly like Blanton's that much.
It's a joke.
I know, but
it's so easy.
Okay.
But I have to be like, I could just do whatever with that razor and I'm not going to nick myself. But I
would advise against that.
But with my regular razor, I got to be very careful because it's quite aggressive.
Yeah.
And I use Persona MedPrep blue blades.
So may I make a recommendation that we move on with the flight and then we can chit chat a little bit more?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. James asked if we're a barista parlor fan.
The best kitchen for a coffee shop in town.
Yeah.
Their sausage biscuits, when they were brand new, the first few years, were amazing. Not as good anymore.
Also,
still very good though.
The guy that started Barista Parlor is also a watch guy.
He's a watch guy, and I was part of the Nashville Watch Club. That I helped run the Nashville Watch Club along with some other people, and Andy Muma, who opened Barista Parlor, was a founding member. Him and Ray DePietro were the two founding members for Nashville Watch Club. We need to boot that back up.
Go for it.
Where do I find the time?
That's a good question. But yes, Barista Parlor is great coffee. If you're ever in the Nashville area, they have several locations. If you want to go to a coffee shop that has good food, that's a really good one to go to. Because a lot of the coffee shops around here, the not Starbucks coffee shops, don't usually have the best. Like they don't have that kitchen. A lot of them get pastries brought in
from outside.
There's
garbage.
There's also another coffee shop that has good food, but I want to keep that secret because I don't want everyone to find out about it. But
which one are you talking about?
You know.
Not District.
Don't say the word. It's not District. But if you want that information and you're going to be in town, email us and I will tell it to you personally. But I don't want to put it out on the World Wide Web because I want to keep that coffee shop to myself. It's so good.
Okay. Yeah. No, I love coffee shops. My best barista parlor story, to your point, James Groff, the best barista parlor story, when they opened in Nashville, that was like the first really nice coffee shop that had come to town. And I went there all the time. And at that time I was drinking black coffee. So I would go there, I would get black coffee, I'd get pour overs, or I might every once in a while get they had a bourbon barrel vanilla latte, which was amazing.
Yeah.
Hot, and it was even better iced.
Yep, I've had that.
And I would get their sausage and biscuits with like the apple butter or the peach preserves. Those were so good. They've changed the sausage recipe. It's less homemade and it's a little bit more mass manufactured now, but the burrito is fantastic still. The breakfast burrito. Yeah. It's massive. But I remember going there and I went with some friends one time, and this is peak hipster gentrification. We go to Barista Parlor.
Josh is a recovering hipster.
I go with my best friend and his wife at the time, and she was used to Starbucks, and she would get, I think she got Americanos or something at Starbucks. Or like
Americanos are pretty universally the same though.
Yeah. She went to Barista Parlor. I placed my order. My buddy placed his order. She placed her order. She said, "Can I get an Americano?" And they said no. They refused to take her order. They said
it's watering down.
It's watering down their espresso. They said no. And she goes, "Excuse me?" And they go, "Yeah, we're not making that here. We're not watering down our espresso." And she was like, "Are you kidding? This pretentious place? Like, I'm never coming back here." Spoiler alert, she got her coffee. We got our food. We were there pretty much every weekend for the next years, like months and years.
I think Alabama Football Podcast may be on the right track. Just saying, potentially.
What?
I think.
What?
I think. I don't know the street, but I think that's right.
Corner of Bransford? No.
For the coffee shop.
No. It's not on the corner of anything.
Stop. It's a secret, y'all. I don't want everyone infiltrating my coffee shop. I want to go to some, y'all, Nashville coffee shops are busy all the time, and I need someplace to go where I can actually get work done. So I got to keep this to myself.
Now I'm curious about what Dave is talking about. Hang on,
I'm pretty sure. What's the bourbon in the decanter? Isn't that bourbon
Rare Breed?
Rare Breed? Yeah. It's Rare Breed. We just did a live stream with that for patrons last night.
All right. I'm looking at Google Maps. Where is this?
Stop. Well, this is not good live streaming.
I know. Sorry, guys.
Oh. I wonder where that is.
Bransford's super long. There could be so many things.
It's not Santa's Pub.
No. See, again, to the point of, like, am I a cigar guy? I'm not a cigar guy because I don't smoke. I wish I could be.
We don't live very far from a really well-known, famous Nashville place called Santa's Pub, but we won't ever go because Josh won't ever go because they allow smoking still.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. If you ever are in town and want to go to Santa's Pub, it's not downtown, so it's off the beaten path.
Near 100 Oaks, maybe. Oh, I think he's talking about the one you used to go to work at. Sam and Zoe's.
Sam and Zoe's.
Yeah.
That if you're talking about Sam and Zoe's.
Sam and Zoe's is good.
That's not the one I'm talking about,
it's
but
good,
that is good. I used to go there, but then they got a little busy and they don't have very many plugs. They don't have very many outlets. And I usually go there to work. So I need an outlet.
Camera left or our left?
He's messing with you.
I'm going to go fix it.
No, it's fine.
I'm going to go fix it.
He's messing with you.
I'm going to go fix it.
Let's get on with this flight, shall we?
All right.
Also, we're going to close the super chat at 6:45. 6:50 Central Time.
Which is
it's about 20 minutes. Just a heads up there.
I do want to say Travis asked if I'm going to have a chance at Pride of Anderson County Bourbon. Boy, I hope so. I seriously doubt it, but I do hope so. I mean, I would absolutely love to get my hands on that, if at all possible. And Michael, I appreciate the ribbing on the decanter. Sam and Zoe's is very good, and the juice bar is right across the kind of back way. And what do we get there? The acai bowls. Look, guys, when I met this girl, she's like putting bee pollen on stuff.
So when he met me, I was eating entirely plant-based. And this man is a meat and potatoes guy.
I'm a carnivore.
Yeah.
I'm a carnivore.
And he pretended to be okay with it for a hot minute, and then that
I was fine. No, hang on. That's revisionist history.
No.
Time out.
You were fine with it because
I'm fine with you eating whatever you want.
Fair.
I'm not eating it though.
Well, I don't eat that anymore. I don't eat that way anymore. There we go. Probably because it's just too much work to do both things now. So I just give in. But
those acai bowls inspired yogurt bowls that I make at home.
They're so good.
Are so good. I love a good yogurt bowl.
Yeah. So the Brothers Burgers just down the road from there. We've not tried that.
I've been there. I've been there with my buddy Chip. Yeah, it's good.
When did you do this?
It's a good question.
That's
I think
not
back when we were dating, I think.
fair. Oh, that's been a long time
Yeah.
ago. I've not been there. I drive by it and I'm like, oh, I should go there, or we should go there, and we don't.
All right, Sugar Kitty, dadgummit. It's the third
Stop.
bottle on the right that's just a
Y'all-
bit further away from the other two.
No, it's fine. It's fine. They're messing with you, and
No, now you're right.
Josh, it doesn't matter.
No, you're right.
Joshua.
I gotta fix it. Hang on.
Joshua.
I gotta fix it.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh.
Now we're good.
Okay.
Now we're good. Travis has a great point. Genetically, there's a reason we have canines in our mouth. Just saying.
It's fine. I'm just telling the story of when we met. I was in that path of my life where I was eating mostly plant-based.
Putting bee pollen on things.
Mostly plant-based because it made me feel good. There was no like moral reason behind it. It just made me feel good. That's all.
Sugar Kitty said that made
Dude,
it worse.
If you get up again, I swear
I'm not getting up again.
I'm leaving this live
The bit's over. The bit's
okay.
All right. I'm going to ask Erin a really interesting question. Talk to her about Ohio State or something. Oh, I have a little list. Real quick, barrel picks. We did have a barrel pick.
Time out. Can we do this and then you can do all the things?
We're going to. Hang on. Barrel picks. There's a link in the video description below for our Starlight pick. It's the first pick we've ever had that's made it to the public. It's very good. I don't like finished bourbon. I absolutely love this thing. It's like Nerds gummy cluster sweetness on the front of the palate. It transitions into caramel macchiato, speaking of coffee, on the mid to back palate. It's so good. It drinks below its proof point with flavor above its proof point somehow. It's the best Starlight pick I've ever personally had. If you want that, if that sounds interesting, those flavor profiles sound interesting to you, the link is in the video description below. Also down there is our GoFundMe for our charity live stream, which is going to happen in 2 weeks, but you can go ahead and start donating now if you want. There's a ton of bottles that are going to be available to win, and there's a link to a list down there, a Google Sheets list, so you can see everything that's available. And we have a giveaway happening tonight, and I would be remiss not to mention that for Darrell Stewart, a vested and valued member of the Whiskey Tube community, has a 5-year-old daughter who has cancer, which is a crime against humanity.
Yeah.
Darrell is over on Mash and Drum. He is one of the hugest proponents and helpers for Jason over there. Donates a ton of bottles every year for Jason's St. Jude's fundraiser, and now he has a daughter battling cancer, which seems like a cruel joke. But they're going to have, I'm going to get emotional talking about it, as a father to a daughter, it's tough. They're going to have a charity live stream on Wednesday night, this coming Wednesday night. So we do want you to donate to our charity fundraiser, but go over to Jason's fundraiser this Wednesday night and be part of that as well.
What's the date? If you're watching this a couple days later, or
it's Wednesday, September
27th,
yeah.
2023. If
Yeah.
you're watching this like on Monday or Tuesday, it's happening on the 27th.
The Hello Again Whiskey Friends channel is going to start, I think, at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and then at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, it's going to switch over to Jason's live stream. But yeah, definitely check that out. That's a very, very important cause, and that money is going to help him. And if he gets more money than is needed to help, then he's going to donate the rest of that money to St. Jude's.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, Sugar Kitty, yeah, you will see Darrell in chat as the Whiskey Saint. And he is a saint. He's an awesome guy. Absolutely check that fundraiser out on Wednesday. We're soft launching, and you can catch up with us next month. But much more pressing is that fundraiser. So do both if you can. And there's a ton of bottles available on that one as well. So yeah, the whiskey community rallies around and helps each other.
Someone asked if you have ever seen Tool live.
I have. I do want to talk about that.
Okay.
I want to talk about concerts, because you are getting into your concert.
Oh, y'all.
You're reconnecting with your concert vibes.
I am coming. So Josh is reconnecting with some of the things he used to love.
Can I just go ahead and let everybody know my strategy real quick?
What?
I want to get you talking about concerts so that we can have a conversation with chat about the best concerts you've ever had.
Okay.
So you can leave those in the chat.
Yeah.
And I want you to get going so I can make sure I'm right on my flight rankings here.
Okay. So I am reconnecting. I love going to see live shows. I love listening to music. Spotify's on most of the time. I tried listening to a bunch of podcasts, and I do like some podcasts, but I think music is just what I need in the background. So now that 2020 is over and we're now doing music things again, I've kind of gone a little crazy. I've booked us tickets to see John Mayer. We have some surprise tickets for my stepdaughter, your daughter, for March for Fall Out Boy, but don't tell anybody.
Jimmy Eat World's opening.
Jimmy Eat World is opening for them, and I'm so excited. And then the most favorite thing of all is, oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking.
And we're going to Taylor Tomlinson in November.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's going to be cool.
Taylor Tomlinson, a
comedy,
comedian.
not music.
And
I love comedy. She loves music.
Then we're going to go see Mark Broussard. And if you guys don't know Mark Broussard, Broussard, I think, you need to check him out on Spotify. He's legit. Bourbon Retriever asked if I'm going to see Taylor Swift. No, I can't afford
those tickets.
I have seen Taylor Swift before when she did her Red tour, and it was very good. But no, I'm not a Swiftie. Like, she's fine. She's good. I'm just not going to be able to afford those tickets. Although
I bumped into her.
I did. Did you?
Coming out of Big Machine Records. When I was a UPS delivery driver, I was walking up the stairs to Big Machine Records at 1219 17th Avenue South. I opened the door, 16th Avenue South. I opened the door, and she was walking out as I was walking in, and we literally bumped into each other. She was 2 stairs above me, but she seemed really tall.
You know, I have also been a shooter at a wedding that she attended, so I took pictures of her.
Well, she's dating Travis Kelce now, apparently.
One of her band members got married, and I was helping a friend take pictures of her wedding, and her and a friend came out of a photo booth, and they were looking down, and I was taking pictures of these 2 girls that had just come out, and they were looking down at their photos, and I was like, that girl's hair looks like Taylor Swift, because it was blonde, it was curly, and then she had like this zigzag headband, like the kind that it's like metal, and I was like, it had butterflies on it, I think, or something, and I was like, that looks like Taylor Swift, and then she's like stood up, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is Taylor Swift. Am I allowed to be taking pictures right now? And I went to my friend. I was like, do you know whose wedding this is? And she's like, yeah. They wouldn't tell me. And then I figured it out. I was like, okay. But anyway, so no Taylor Swift for us in the cards. However, I did almost consider buying tickets to the Jonas Brothers because
Lawrence was opening.
The band Lawrence was opening for them. And actually, it's in October. And I'm still debating on whether or not I want to get like cheap nosebleed seats just because I want to see their opening act.
Lawrence, yeah. Lawrence is very good.
Yeah. So we'll see.
John asked squirrel count for tonight. Who knows? We can't count that high.
Good Lord.
Not after this many pours.
A lot.
Why is that up there? That's been bothering me the whole time.
I don't know. This is your computer.
Can you click anywhere?
I'm clicking it. I don't want to mess it up.
Don't click there. Like click elsewhere.
Josh, it's fine.
Okay. My computer's being weird.
Okay. Somebody saw Jimmy Buffett in the late 90s.
Can I tell you my theory?
Yes.
I have a theory, and you guys can agree or disagree with this in chat. Your favorite 3 or 5 concerts that you've ever seen says a lot about who you are as a person.
Ooh, Jimmy Buffett in Paris in 2017. Keith. Post Malone. I've heard Post Malone puts on a great concert.
I don't listen to any of his music, but for some reason, the social media algorithms think I want to see him perform live. I've heard him on podcasts and stuff. He seems like a cool guy.
Oh, does it bother you that they always announce it as the Ohio State University?
It bothers me.
It bothers him.
It bothers me a whole heck of a lot.
It does not bother me.
Like,
because I went to the Ohio State University.
What kind of self-righteous, entitled junk is that?
It bothers me so much. The Ohio State University.
It bothers me so much. That's why. Look, if they didn't do that one thing, I wouldn't care. It's that thing that they do. That's why I don't like them.
That's silly. You're silly. You're ridiculous. Have you ever used the round looms for knitting and crocheting? I bought a set for my wife, and I ended up making myself a knit hat. Oh, cool. No, the only looms I've ever used was when I was a child, and I made those pot holders with them. But I haven't actually gotten a loom recently. I did get something. Is it called a loom for weaving, where you try to like do make a blanket? I got a shuttle loom. Yeah. I got one of those, a small shuttle thing, because
Oh, come on. She didn't even act impressed that I said that.
I don't know. I think that's what it's called. It was like when I got from Michael's craft store, because I was making these like wall hangings.
I'm not appreciated here, you guys.
You are so appreciated. I love you so much. You're the best.
I only know shuttle looms because of like denim, like raw denim.
Oh yeah.
Which was another thing I was into for a while.
Shane Gillis, Wigmaster. I don't know who that is. If it's country, I don't know.
I don't know Shane Gillis, but that would be whatever Shane Gillis's best song is. That would be a great thing for us to react to in our Patreon whiskey notes videos and pair something with it. Yeah. Ministry with Chelsea Wolfe. I don't know Chelsea Wolfe, but Ministry would be cool to see live. Jeebus has seen Fall Out Boy at the rodeo. They're okay, but Jimmy Eat World, I would love to see. Yeah,
I would love to see Jimmy
I'm just as excited about seeing a Jimmy Eat World open for them as I am to see Fall Out Boy.
The Who at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, that would be really cool.
Let's see. JG told you to fix it.
I don't know.
Everything.
It's all broken. And
we should see Nate Bergese. He's a comedian, right?
Yeah,
I've heard.
And he's here.
Oh, really?
He's in Nashville. Yeah. Oh. And he plays golf with Justin Timberlake.
I would love to play golf with Justin Timberlake too, and I don't even play golf.
Hey, look, guys, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. Run this up so that we can get big enough and high profile enough that we can get together with Nate Bargatze. We can have him on.
Is it Bargatze? I thought it was Bargatze.
Bargatze. We can have him on the channel. We can get Justin Timberlake on the channel as well.
Gosh. No one.
And we'll all four hang out together.
That would never happen.
And it'll be great.
I mean, a girl can dream, right? Yeah. Wigmaster saw Wu-Tang in 2002.
Dude, that had to have been insane. That had to have been the coolest concert ever.
Yeah. Ooh, Brandi Carlile in 2015.
Wu-Tang is so formative for my childhood. Like junior high school. I love Wu-Tang. I bought a shirt. I was telling you how like we've got the Capital One plugin and I get like points and everything. And I bought a shirt for free.
Oh, yeah.
That's coming in. And it's Bob Ross. You'll see it on the channel at some point soon. It's Bob Ross painting his painting in front of him. And it's the Wu-Tang symbol. And it was free because I had points. Yeah.
Happy accidents. Kim says she had the most fun at a Jimmy Buffett concerts. Oh, multiple.
Yeah. R.I.P. Jimmy Buffett. I'm going to drink the best pour in this flight.
Travis says Fall Out Boy, Third Day. I've seen Third Day. I've not seen Fall Out Boy yet.
Richard Lawson, A Perfect Circle is amazing live. You are not kidding.
Eagles, Buffett, Rolling Stones, Tom Petty. Wow, you guys have seen some cool acts.
All right. Izzo says, do you prefer Batman or the Batman? Batman.
That's a good question.
Dave said he saw Wu-Tang in DC in 2018. Wow. I don't know about like seeing Wu-Tang in 2022 versus 2018. It's a different experience. I have to believe.
2002. He saw it in 2002.
What did I say?
2022.
Oh, 2002 versus 2018. Like 2002, they were still kind of at their height. 2018 is more of a reunion and a good time, I bet. What are your best 3 to 5 concerts you've ever seen? Grade us in chat. You guys are going to hate mine.
Oh, don't ask me this.
Grade us in chat.
That's not I can't.
You can do that. You love live shows.
Okay. Muse.
Oh, I wish I could see Muse live. I bet it's so good.
They were amazing. And I saw John Mayer with Norah Jones. I don't know.
What in the world?
I told you, dude.
You know, I used to wake up. My alarm waking up was Norah Jones, Come Away With Me.
This is when I was
Her voice is college, voice is the most beautiful voice.
I think that would fall. And
your voice is the second most beautiful voice.
Actually, that's fair.
Norah Jones is the most beautiful voice.
I'm taking that off the list. One of the best shows I went to was a cover band called what's that 90s cover band? Help me. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking.
My So-Called Band?
Nashville? My So-Called Band. Oh, yes. Wow. Okay. Amazing. They put on an amazing show. And then I saw this was at a venue that's no longer open. It was a 3-story venue. It was so cool. Oh my gosh.
They're bringing it back.
I'm blanking again.
328 Performance Halls where I saw Stained.
No,
that was my first concert ever. The Cannery Ballroom, Mercy Lounge.
Yeah. I saw him at Mercy Lounge. I'm gonna do some Googling. I can't.
Use your phone. Don't.
I have a computer.
You're trifling with stuff.
You know what?
All right, I'll do mine. I'll do mine.
Process. You do yours.
But I've seen Tool a few times, and Tool's my favorite band. So Tool takes the cake, especially the show that I saw where they were touring Fear Inoculum in Memphis. I couldn't get tickets to Nashville. Me and my best buddy drove to Memphis and watched them down there. That's the best show I've ever seen live. Tool, Fear Inoculum. They played some classics as well. Second best concert was Tool performing Lateralis, but they also played Descending, which is one of their best songs ever. And they played Descending, and that was here in Nashville at Bridgestone. Third best concert, realistically, was probably A Perfect Circle. And I'm a Tool fan. I'm a Maynard fan. So those are going to be my top three. I would say my fourth favorite concert was Killswitch Engage at Rocketown. Killswitch Engage was amazing to see live. This was when As Daylight Dies, the end of Heartache, that album came out. Seeing Killswitch Engage live was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Oh, you're gonna get us demonetized.
Stop. No, stop.
All right.
I wasn't trying to play songs.
So Tool, A Perfect Circle. No, wait. Tool, A Perfect Circle. Wow, my fingers look weird.
Josh,
look at that. Lens distortion.
4 minutes till the cutoff for the giveaway,
All right,
y'all.
4 minutes to the cutoff. Tool, A Perfect Circle, Killswitch Engage. Fifth one, Aesop Rock. I saw Aesop Rock at Cannery. Underground hip hop, about the most underground hip hop you can get. I went by myself because nobody knows who he is, and I went solo because I couldn't find anybody to go with me. And it was an absolutely awesome show. It was the None Shall Pass album. It was so freaking good. I was in the crowd just 100% vibing. It was so good.
It's going to bother me that I cannot remember his name because you're like, if you can't remember his name, it's not the best concert, but it was the best vibe.
Langhorne Slim.
Langhorne Slim. Oh my gosh.
You've told me that before.
I've told you that.
Yeah,
Langhorne Slim.
Yeah.
It was, that's what
get Tuck.
Okay.
Read what he said. This is from my SSK 001 fund.
Oh.
So you can't touch this. You can't touch that 20.
Fake
like
news.
MC Hammer.
Fake news. Langhorne Slim, My So-Called Band.
Oh, hang on.
And Muse were the best shows I've been to.
Hang on. I have to change.
Top three. Okay.
I somewhere in the top 5 has to be represented Amos Lee at the at the Schermerhorn National Symphony
We saw
Center.
that together. That was amazing.
My goodness. We thought we were going to fall asleep during that concert.
We got free tickets, so we were like, if it's bad, we're just going to leave. Like, if it was boring. We didn't think it would be bad. We just, his music tends to be kind of slow.
I love Amos Lee.
But we weren't in that vibe.
Yeah.
But it was one of the best performances. He was so engaging. He played with the Nashville Symphony, or the Nashville Symphony played with him, and it was great. I would go see that again in a heartbeat.
Hang on. JG said read his comment above. Scroll up. We missed some stuff because I went into concert mode. Keep on going. So, yeah, for me, I would say the Fear Inoculum Tool concert, A Perfect Circle, their second album, 13th Step, Aesop Rock.
This one?
Oh, wow. That had to have been a blast. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say Fear Inoculum Tool, A Perfect Circle, 13th Step. Both those were in Memphis, Nashville, Aesop Rock in Nashville, Amos Lee at the Schermerhorn. That might be the best. That honestly might be the best. As much as I love Tool, that might be the best concert I've ever been at.
It was the most surprising.
It was very surprising.
We went in with low expectations, and they exceeded immensely.
And then Killswitch Engage at Rocket Town.
Okay, so you asked for the best 2 or 3, and you get 5. In true Josh.
I have a top 5.
Ooh. That's fair. Okay, 1 minute till the giveaway closes, and then I'm going to do some randomization.
And then we're going to give our flight results.
Oh my gosh. You really know how to drag out a flight, don't you, bro?
I mean, what are we here for? Jeeba says, I'm jealous about Aesop Rock. I'm in the same vote of a few people knowing of him, but I have introduced his music. Yeah, dude. I've been listening to Aesop Rock for, over 20 years now. And I can listen to the same songs I listen to. And it's the same way with Tool. Tool and Aesop Rock. Like, Tool is to rock and progressive rock what Aesop Rock is to hip hop. you can listen to their stuff a million times and still unpack new stuff.
Fair.
I freaking love Aesop Rock.
Fair enough. All right, guys. It is
Abandoned Bourbon's here. What's up, man?
giveaway
Good to see you.
is closed. I'm going to do some randomizing magic. Do you want to pull up your randomizer?
Well, do your thing, and I'll do it.
14.
So,
Oh wait, not 14. That's not true.
AJ Romes, however you say that, said it just got here. What were the batches? So we're tasting C923 versus A123, C922, B522, C920, B520. I think that's it. B520, C920, B522, C922, A123, and C923. All right. You have a count?
Yes,
All right, what's our count? 1, 2.
Oh wow! Why did this do this?
I don't know.
It just did everything.
Did you follow those instructions? If not, Control Z or Command Z. Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, somebody said. Oh, wait a minute.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute now.
Hold on.
Oh, hang on. Daryl saw Zeppelin live.
Josh,
I do think Tool
we
is.
need to be off by 7 so we don't get into
Okay.
It's Bourbon Nights.
It's fine. It'll be at the beginning of theirs too.
live
So
stream.
we're okay.
Okay.
So Jamie said musique. Anthony Hamilton. I'm assuming you mean Musique Soul Child. I would love to have seen that concert. That would have been amazing. Michael Ackley says The Who, Jethro Tull, Fleetwood Mac, The Kinks, nothing else close. I thought I saw somebody say Jurassic 5. I would love to see Jurassic 5. Richard says Beach Boys in the early 80s. That would have been amazing.
Okay, so we have 32.
32. All right, so 1 to 32.
And I'm randomizing this list twice.
No, just do it once. It's fine.
I want to do it twice.
All right, tell me when you're done. Complicating things.
Okay, randomize it twice.
All right, you're done?
Yep.
All right, the winner is number
18.
18.
That is Whiskey is a Journey.
Hey, Peter Frosiano
What?
wins it. So, Peter, email us, or we got your email. We'll contact you. Let us know. I'm going to put together a flight for you with C923 and 5 other pours of whatever you want to taste.
Okay.
We'll talk it out. We'll make it fun for you.
Okay. So let's do this.
What's your first place pour?
Number 1.
Me too. Me too.
Oh.
All right. And glass number 4 is your last place?
Glass number 3 was my last place.
Really?
I thought 2, 4, 5, and 6 all kind of tasted very similar.
2, 4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6 all kind of tasted very similar.
Okay. All right. Let's do our reveal here, guys. We're going to see what we're working with. I'm going to taste Aaron's last place against my last place.
Okay.
Michael asked if we can put the winner against our Barrels for Hope picks. Yeah, you can do that. All right, glass 4 was the one that was a little grassy and nutty, a little bitter. And glass 3 was the barrel charred dark roast coffee.
Hot. I feel like my face is hot.
3's last. It's too bitter.
Yeah, that's what I said.
3's last. It's too bitter. What?
What is 3?
Are you kidding
Let
me?
me see.
Are you kidding me?
Oh wow. That's one we have said we liked a lot.
It beat a pirate bottle for me. Last place tonight, A123.
Yeah, don't do the bottles. You're not gonna be able to see what they say. So just say it.
It's coming across bitter in this flight.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Wow.
It was very peanut shelly too.
Yeah, peanut shell, bitter.
Drying.
I said that this was glass 3. I said it was barrel char palate, dark roast coffee, nutty tobacco.
Mm-hmm. I have to use the bathroom, so let's go.
Me too.
Okay.
All right. Glass 4.
So for me, 2, 4, 5, and 6 are all kind of on the even playing field.
I have rankings here.
I don't have a ranking.
So glass 4 is going to be 5th place. This is this was the one that was a little grassy.
Okay.
Yeah. C922. Yep. C920. I mean, they all
look the same.
I need to show you.
That's what I'm saying. Why are you doing that? That's exactly what I said.
C922. C922 is coming in next to last. All right. I have glass 6 as the whatever fourth place.
Excuse me.
JG has a good point.
Yeah, Jay, I've wondered this myself pretty much every day of my life. So
glass 6 is very regular. It's very good, but it's not, nothing stands out.
I feel like, what is it?
B522. That checks out.
Okay.
It's generally sweet, a little nutty, caramel, heavy caramel, a little vanilla. Good overall. B522 is good overall. In third place, for me, is glass 5. And this was in your kind of middling.
All the middle ones are all kind of, I can take them or leave them.
So currently we have C923 still in the mix. C920, which was my favorite ever that I've had, that I've owned. And then B520, which is my next favorite.
Okay.
So this is C920.
Wow. We're getting up here.
Previously favorite. So we've got B520 and C923 left. On any given day, C920 and B520 could swap for me. So I'm not surprised.
You sound stuffed up.
Yeah, I'm a little congested, guys. So Abandoned Bourbon says so much C923 hype. I lamented this at the beginning of the stream. I was really bothered by how all of a sudden flippers are super interested in C923. And it's like, oh, now you care about ECBP? Come on now. All right. So as it stands, glass 1 and 2 are all that's left. Glass 1 was the strong Rickhouse, woody nose, cherry caramel, balanced, powerful, and sticky.
It was powerful. It was flavorful.
Glass 2 was like a sweet Werther's caramel candy dipped in peanut butter, and it had like a really saturated sweetness. So C920 gets third place. Second place, dadgummit. First place is C923.
So second place is B520.
Dadgummit.
I could tell.
C923 won the flight.
Honestly, C923 is the only one that came across with proof. You felt the proof. I felt the proof. I got the power.
C923 just won this thing.
For both of us.
Man.
Pretty quickly for me.
It's got that Rickhousiness to it.
Yeah. Also, Josh, keep it in mind the time.
We are. I mean, look, we got 90 people in chat. Hit the like button. That'll help a lot. We're about to have a mass exodus because it's Bourbon Nights going live tonight. I think they are. They
normally do. If they're not, I don't know.
So Abandoned Bourbon, I don't have a batch 6. We did try A123 versus a Pirate Bottle batch 12 blind and didn't know it. And I picked A123 and it came in last tonight.
Yeah.
So that's saying something.
It also goes to show you how your palate can differ from night to night as well.
Yeah. I got to do one more quick tasting.
I need to use the ladies' room. Please, sir. Yes.
All right.
I was just thinking we would end the live stream soon and then I could go.
We will.
Okay.
I'm going to do a little something for Mike Ackley. Our Barrels for Hope picks. Much lower proof than the C923. So we'll see. So this is the short barrel.
This is the last thing, and then we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah, this is the last thing. We're going to wrap it up.
Because we want to be mindful of your time and other channels.
Absolutely.
Live streams as well.
We do want to do that. All right. Man, I'm stunned. I did not think the C923 hype was real, and turns out it's a really good batch. Also, B520 and C920 are both very good batches.
Okay.
All right.
So what are you doing?
C923 is a Rick House. Our founder's pick for Barrels for Hope. Anybody that doesn't know about Barrels for Hope is a charity organization. I'm the vice president. If you want to check it out, you can go to barrelsforhope.com. Also, while you're checking out links, we've got our charity fundraiser that's launched, that is live, soft launch. 2 weeks from now, we're going to be doing our charity fundraiser. Check that out. You can check the video description. It's got all kinds of links. Oh, our founder's pick for Barrels for Hope is like so cherry sweet. That's so good. Lionel has a great point. By all ECBP over 130 proof.
Fair enough.
Wow. Our founder's pick tastes like cherry cola. Like a straight up old school cherry cola compared to C923. Short barrel's very woody. Very woody. Interesting. Yeah. So what you're dealing with here is a Rick House oak on C923 versus a cherry cola sweetness on our Barrels for Hope founders pick versus like just a lot of wood on the short barrel. Dave at Alabama Football Podcast says, free Aaron. She's ready to go eat dinner. Oh, no, look at John.
Yeah, I really want to be respectful of it. It's bourbon night, and I think we need to get off.
We will.
I'm trying to be respectful of other people's.
C923 is more nutty than the founder's pick. It's a lot more nutty. That's really interesting.
Okay, I will. I'll listen to the duet. I love me some Mark.
Oh, that would be cool. All right, guys, we're going to cap it there. Head over to It's Bourbon Night. They're going live at...
Right now.
And, yeah, if you like this time slot, let us know in the comments below. Had a ton of fun. Yeah. We may do this time slot more often, or maybe we'll go back to our regular 8 o'clock East or Central, 9 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, let us know for sure.
Yeah, let us know for sure. But, yeah, It's Bourbon Night's going live. We'll see you guys soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.